So I estimate that at least 50% of the new things I try just do not work. So that's 50% of the new things I try in my business. That's 50% of the dates or social outings that I go on, don't really go anywhere. Okay, 50% of the new things I buy, the new things that I try, the new books that I read, the new products, the new services that I try are not really worthwhile. Even 50% of the new jazz CDs that I buy for my collection just aren't very good, right? But the thing is, I don't really know which 50% are going to work and which 50% are not going to work until I try them. So this is not very efficient of a process, right? I mean, it's time consuming, it's expensive, it expends a lot of energy, and emotionally it's frustrating, it can be embarrassing, it can even be heartbreaking, right? But the thing is, out of this, I get to learn new things and experience new things about the world and myself that I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. So I suggest that you consider the 50% of the things that don't work a cost of doing business. Okay, so it's an investment, right? We have to be willing to invest time and energy and money, to see which things work and which things don't. We have to be willing to a risk like rejection and disappointment and embarrassment, for these things that can be that way when we try new experiences. So I guess, is it worth it? Well, only you can decide. But for me, it's a small price to pay, for the things that work. Because like I said before, it's those 50% that do work, they change my life. They awaken new things in me. Maybe 10% of those things are like life-changing, that they totally change the direction of my life. And I would not have found those things if I wasn't willing to try new things. But if you are brave enough to risk the new frontier of trying new things, the frontier of the unknown, should we say, you have to be willing to adjust your expectations, because it's not fair ultimately to yourself to judge yourself and beat yourself up over the things that don't work, because it's over the money that you seemingly wasted and the time and the effort. Of course you didn't really waste these things, but that's a matter of perspective. So that's what I'm suggesting, is that you adjust and change your perspective, because the bottom line is, like, either try new things or don't try new things. But if you do, be willing to accept the odds and, understand the odds of the game that you're playing. So that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week and that you're willing to try new things, accept the things that don't work, and find some things that do. I will see you in a week.